to the podcast from Temperance Town, the sexiest podcast of world renowned. Tony grows a beard to hide his chin, swabs it with Earl so it glistens.
Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier.
Download the pod, you won't get enough of these dapper chaps talking deadly fluff. In Hobo Gulch they run a homeless mission, clanging and banging with the pentagram of kittens.
Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier.
They enjoy their whiskey and local craft beer. By Odin's unkempt pubis we give a cheer. Tony's a raccoon when he's booziest. Don't be a savage, be an enthusiast.
Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier.
On the frozen tundra they call it a lock. Tony likes to masturbate in a sock. Brian pisses rocks cause it feels so great. I still don't know who the fuck is Tate.
Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier.
The boys will let you know when there's a spurter. Due to male pattern baldness, they don't wear curlers. Stay salty, people, that's their closing line. And don't forget, have a beer, you'll be fine.
Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Salty language.
Hey enthusiasts, what's cracking? This is Salty Language, episode 212.
The goddamn sexiest podcast, still reigning champions of the network.
Right? So we need the sound
Starting
drop.
to run out of ideas.
Yeah, we need the sound drop of Bruce Buffer when he does the, when he's introducing a UFC fighter, when he does the reigning, defending,
Yeah.
reigning! Yeah, or Paul Heyman. Either way, Paul Heyman would work too, because, when he hypes up Brock Lesnar when he was the champ, he did the same thing, so.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
That would be nice to have.
I agree.
Yeah. Meh, see? Meh.
Yep. So, here we are again.
Here we are, a day early, Brian.
I know, it's throwing me all off.
You'll have that.
I thought I was going to have all my podcasting out of the way by the weekend. Well, I am, but, it's going to be weird this week because, we're taking a week off on the Crazy Life. For those of you who happen to not know, the Crazy Life is a kind of a mental illness type podcast that I do with my friend Jen. If you want to have a listen to that, you should. We talk about a lot of good stuff and coping mechanisms for those with various, like her and I have anxiety, depression, and she has bipolar. So, we cover a lot of that. So
It's like the yang to this show's yang.
It kind of is, yeah. It's funny because there's been various weeks where I've talked about the same thing on both shows, but my approach is totally different because of the shows being totally different,
Well, that's fair.
Yeah, like on here, it's usually like, how can I turn this into a dick and fart joke?
Well, yeah. Duh.
On there, it's
as
like,
is life.
Right. It's like, on there, how can I turn it into a depressing dick and fart joke?
How do I turn into a limp, dick, wet fart joke?
Yeah, oh man. That's
a horrible combination.
Sounds like a great album title, though. Limp Dick,
yeah.
comma, wet fart.
Joke.
Joke, yeah. Actually, it sounds like a terrible album. Can you imagine going into a store? Well, no one goes into a store, but imagine back in the day of when we went into stores and bought albums and CDs and such,
Yeah, we just send our servants down.
Yeah, right.
Clearly.
Right. You just go in and like, hey, you guys got that, I almost said wet dick.
That wet dick limp fart thing?
I don't know if that's better or worse.
I don't know.
Because a wet dick could be a good thing.
Depending.
That's what I said. Could be. Yeah.
Yeah.
A limp fart. I don't really know what that That is, yeah.
Oh, it's so much pressure you limp afterwards.
Or it's one that feels like it's building up all day, and then when you're finally like, I can finally let this thing out, and it's just like the tiniest.
Right.
You know, it's like when you feel like take a dump, you go and you sit down, and it's like boom, and that's it. And you're like,
damn you!
Like I've been hurting for 4 hours for that. Like, what is this? A kidney stone?
I believe this is the most appropriate thing to play right now.
I agree.
Yes.
Somebody listening for the first time is like, these guys aren't even 6 minutes into the show, and they're already dick, fart, and poop joke.
Yes, welcome.
Score. Yeah.
Oh, my.
Yeah, that's what we do here. Sorry.
Well,
I'm not sorry.
It's like the welcome mat.
Filthy and probably lying.
Probably, yes.
I like the
possibly spelled wrong, upside down.
I like the ones that I saw one that just says leave on it, and I was like, that's an appropriate welcome mat.
That is a good one.
Go away.
I saw one I wanted to throw in a fire. It just said, "Hi, I'm Matt." Right?
Damn it.
Like, damn dad jokes. Welcome mat.
Right. Hi, Matt. I'm Dad.
Toss into the fire pit.
I will say this. I absolutely, on Twitter, there's, for those who may not be familiar, a lot of times there's a format joke that goes around. And the way those start most of the time is like in a kick group or something. They come up with a topic, and then everybody in that group writes a joke about that topic. That's kind of how those work, And our pals over at the BT 140 podcast, they do that as well. Each week there's a topic, and then they encourage listeners to write, a tweet about the topic, and then the next week they read the ones that are their favorites on the show.
Right.
And so I guess realistically it's the same thing At Midnight does too, except these were around well before At Midnight. And one of my favorites that's been going around has been the dad joke one. To where it's like, it'll be like that. It'll be like, blah, 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 I'm Matt. Be like, hi, Matt, I'm Dad, kind of a thing. And there's been so many just really cheesy, like really in the vein of dad jokes that have been so good that they're horrible, but, they're so good because they're so bad.
Now, how many of them have the fat Jewish stolen?
Oh, that guy. Here's a funny story.
All right.
So I posted on Facebook the other day because, for those who don't know, the Fat Jew is I don't want to call him a comedian because he's not. He's a hack.
He's a straight-up thief.
Yeah. He's basically Carlos Mencia.
Of the internet.
Of the internet, yeah. He has tons of followers on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and he steals jokes from other people, and then when people are like, hey, that's my joke, he's just like, oops, and he doesn't do anything else because he's got hundreds of thousands of followers. So generally, his army, essentially, he's not sicking them on people, but they will attack people who accuse him of stuff, much like any celebrity, basically. And he had recently got a pilot for Comedy Central, which sent the internet aflame. And not in a typical internet outrage way, but it was like, yo, this guy's getting famous on all of our backs.
Yeah, all that stolen shit.
Yeah, it's like all of us wrote those jokes, not his hack ass. And anyway,
I posted an Instagram picture, and he just cropped my name out of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And he recently, it looks like he lost the pilot. And I posted on Facebook, I was like, I'm glad the way I worded it was, I didn't realize it was bad at the time. Because I put something like, I'm glad that Fat Jew lost his Comedy Central pilot. He's a hack, kind of a thing. And one of our friends pointed out that it made it look like I was like, I'm glad that Fat Jew, like I was, I was like, oh no, he calls himself Fat Jew, not.
Yes.
That's not me being anti-Semitic there. That's
well, if you've seen I've got an article pulled up because I want to talk about this guy because we've touched on joke stealing and plagiarism before.
Yeah, really quick. If you follow him on any platform, you should correct that mistake.
Yes.
Because he steals from people all the time. And I know a lot of people are like, well, it's just Twitter. And it's like, no, it's not for a lot of people. A lot of people are creative and they put stuff out there. And a lot of people that are comedians have had their stuff stolen from him. Same as Carlos Mencia. If you're familiar with that, remember he used to do it with his opening acts.
Yeah.
He'd have small-name comics open for him, then he'd steal their jokes at, like, his next thing. And because he'd go on TV with that joke, it's his basically at that point. People attribute it to him. And that's garbage, you know? So anyway, sorry, go ahead.
No, there's an article I have pulled up, which we'll have posted on saltylanguage.com. It's just got a string of different, like, big-name comedians just shit-talking him about this whole thing, you know? Yeah. From Norm Macdonald, Chelsea Peretti, Patton Oswalt. I mean, it goes on and on.
Patton Oswalt's been all over him. Yeah.
Well, as he should be.
Yeah. Because, it's the number one rule of comedy, basically, is, you
don't joke thief.
Right. And how many times have you heard on a comedian's podcast where they'll be talking about how they were talking with another comedian, they were like, hey, I've got a really similar joke. So one of them doesn't do the joke that night.
Right.
Because they don't want anyone thinking that they straight stole a joke or whatever, and, you know. Or who was it? I can't remember what comedian it was telling that about Greg Giraldo. Was it Burr? I think it was Bill Burr. That him and Greg Giraldo both had like a really, really similar joke. Like it was almost the same joke. And they both agreed to both not tell the joke. And then Giraldo told it on like one of his stand-up specials or something, and then Bill Burr did, but his came out first or something like that. And, you know, he said him and Giraldo had a not a falling out. They laughed about it because they were like, well, let's see who it gets attributed to, kind of a thing.
And I will say there is such thing as like linear thinking.
Oh, here's a great example of this. This past week, a couple days ago on Twitter, John Henson, who you and I are familiar with from back in the Talk Soup days.
Yeah, Skunk Spot.
Skunk Boy, yep. And you may know who he is now because of Wipeout. He's one of the hosts of that show.
That dumb show.
It's terrible.
It's no MXC.
No. Anywho, he sent a tweet to somebody who's they're a decent-sized account on Twitter, that a tweet they had posted got picked up by Huffington Post and was featured in their, like, parent tweets of the week or something. And he was like, wow, he's like, that joke is verbatim from my act, and you got credit for it, basically.
Right.
And it created a firestorm on Twitter because this woman's got a lot of friends that are Twitter elites, essentially, and they went after John Henson. And realistically, the problem here is the joke was it's something I'm paraphrasing, but it's like 90% of parenting is, God, what is it? I can't remember what it is. 90% of parenting, and it's about like having to pick up your kid's shoes and yelling at them, essentially. And I'm like, I read it, and I'm like, first of all, it wasn't that funny of a joke. Second of all, it's a hack joke. It's a joke anyone can come up with. It's not one that you feel like it's a comedian joke, you know? It feels like a Twitter joke in a lot of ways. A lot of Twitter jokes are ones that are like, yeah, a lot of people have very similar thoughts, like you're saying. But this created a big thing because people saw him as accusing her of stealing, and then she was kind of like, well, sorry, I yell at my kids a lot because they make me late a lot, you know?
Right.
And it's like, that's one of those jokes to me that I think you just let go if somebody has the same thought as you.
Yeah, shit happens.
Because that is such a joke. That doesn't feel like a person-specific joke.
Yeah.
You know, that doesn't feel like it has a style to it or anything. It just feels like a joke. And this is a woman, and I'm not standing on either side of this because they're both wrong and they're both right. But she writes a lot of those, like 90% of Twitter or 90% of parenting. It's a format joke. So she writes a lot of those 90% of parenting, blah, blah, blah. She does a lot of that. And she's been featured by Huffington Post before because of this. So it's like, I don't know. It's a hack joke, though. I understand getting mad if someone steals your joke, but when it's a hack joke, I don't know. Let it go. Those are the ones where I'm kind of like, So.
I guess really the moral of the story is, if you follow the Fat Jew on any social media, unfollow him.
Yeah.
He's a goddamn dirty thief.
He is.
Yes.
And you know what I love is, I do love that he got called out for it. Because,
same here.
Look how long it took guys like Rogan and those guys back in the day to get Carlos Mencia vetted for being a joke thief.
Yeah, exactly.
And Mencia was stealing from, Mencia wasn't just stealing from small comedians. He stole from, Cosby. He stole from, George Lopez. you know,
I remember I just heard this somewhere this week. I don't know, one of probably the multitude of podcasts I plowed through.
I know it's tough to remember sometimes.
That they're talking about how Lewis Black was pissed off at Mencia because they were both on Comedy Central at the same time, and Mencia was basically doing his act with the hand gestures and the angry,
He was, that's Lewis Black's thing. I mean, but at the same time, it's like, I mean, look, you can't be an angry comedian. I mean, I know Lewis Black's been doing it like 1,000 years, but it's like...
and then some.
Yeah, and it was like, come on, But I get what he's saying. It was really similar,
Yeah.
Because he was like gritting his teeth and shaking his hands, and that's Lewis Black. I mean,
Lewis Black.
If I went to most people who know some comedy and were like, hey, what comedian am I, and go on some sort of a little rant there, they're going to go, oh, Lewis Black, because that's what he's known for.
Exactly.
Yeah. So anyway, I don't know. I know a lot of people don't see it as a big deal. I'm actually going to post. I found there was a comedian that posted a thing on, I think he posted it on Playboy's site. He wrote a column about...
pretty articles.
Yeah. But he wrote an article about why stealing it on Twitter is bad, basically. And there was another one I think that I have. So I've got like 3 or 4 links that I can add to this.
Beauty.
Because, like seriously, here's what I usually do. If I'm going to write a tweet, the first thing I do is I look it up to see if anyone's thought of it first.
Right.
Especially if it feels like it's a hacky joke. If it feels like something where I'm just playing on words a little bit, there's a good chance somebody else has played on that already. So I'll look it up, and all you have to do is use the search feature on Twitter.
Right.
It's pretty simple, and I usually will do that. There's been a couple times that I've had somebody say, hey, that's really close to blah, 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 and I've taken it down because I'll look and go, wow, that is really close, and I'll just take mine down. I don't care, But there's a lot of people that have that it's on the internet, it's free mentality, and it's like,
Right.
I know it's becoming blurred lines and all, but come on.
This isn't graphic novels.
No, right? Yeah. I that's what the retweet's for, though. If you see something that's that funny, you want to share it with people, hit retweet.
Yeah, exactly. Or if you're on Instagram, see something funny, use the repost app.
Right. Yeah.
Because then it credits the person too.
Yeah. My favorite are those e-cards. I don't think most people realize how many of those e-cards are stolen from Twitter.
Yeah.
There's one that I keep seeing going around right now. That there's her name's Swisher Girl on Twitter. She wrote a tweet, and it's my dentist said I needed a crown, and I'm like, I know, right? Which is a pretty good tweet.
Right.
And anyway, I have seen it so many times on e-cards. It's for the longest time. I don't know if it still is, but it was her #1 tweet easily. Because every time people saw it, you're like, that's hilarious because I'm a princess, like I need a crown. It was a great joke. And it got retweeted so many times, and now it's become this e-card thing. And I see it on Instagram all the time. Or I see it on Facebook, and I'm like,
Sigh.
On the upside, nobody really steals my tweets, so.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah. Apparently writing depressing tweets keeps the thieves away.
every the odd times I get inspired, I think I have gold. I'm like, all right. I guess not, guys.
No. A lot of it with Twitter has always been who your friends, I'm air quoting, friends with.
Exactly.
Yeah, because the days of a lot of people used to go through and they'd retweet like 12 of your things, and then their followers would all do it, and a lot of that's kind of gone by the wayside now. But here's something interesting. Well, it's not really interesting, but
okay.
Does your Twitter on your phone show hearts now instead of stars?
I have no idea. I use Evernote.
Oh, that's right.
I'm looking at Evernote. I use Tweetbot.
Tweetbot, that's right. Never mind.
But I do have Twitter on my phone just because I usually keep one as Salty Language and one as,
right.
myself.
There's been a lot of people posting about mine hasn't updated yet, so I'm cool with that. But it's like, it's interesting considering the whole 5-star thing exists.
No, mine are stars.
Okay. Because, if they change them to hearts, then 5-star kind of isn't accurate anymore, is it?
Yeah, we have to change it to Fav Heart or something. Doesn't sound nearly as good.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Anyway, enough social media talk.
Yes.
Unless you have more to add.
No, I just, we just kind of went along the subject of thievery, so I was like, it's a good time to talk about the Fat Jew.
Yeah. It just bugs me, because most of us aren't going to get rich writing our stupid Twitter jokes, but it's still the idea that It's like, listen, as long as no one else is getting rich off of my stupid Twitter
Yeah,
jokes,
it's like,
I'm
but
cool.
he is.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it even bugs me. I've seen one of my tweets in the past that gotten stolen, and when I saw the retweet of it, I was like, dude, mine's got like 30 favorites on it. This one has like 200 on it. And I'm like, what the hell? You know?
Right.
But it was because it was stolen by an account that has big tits. So,
well,
that certainly
what are you going to do? You can't argue with big tits.
I can't, no. That's why I always said I'd love to just open an account like that and just.
I mean, I don't know these big tits, but I'm siding with her. Sorry, Brian.
Right? Oh, man. And I had more followers than her, too. Like, she only had, at the time, I've got, like, 3,700 followers. She has, like, I think it was, like, 1,700. And I'm like, come on. The math on that. Do you realize, like, to get hundreds off of a 1,700, I mean, you know, nobody gets that kind of math on Twitter, you know?
Right.
So, yeah, but whatever. I mean, I reported the account, and it eventually got taken down because they were all stolen tweets. But if you want to go even further, there's an account now that's called, like, Plagiarism is Bad, that is, like, straight out calling out accounts for tweet thievery now.
That's cool. I like that. I like stuff like that.
I know a lot of people don't like that because it's like, you know, what gives you the right to be the Twitter police and blah, blah, but whatever, you know.
Yeah, but if you can, you know, shine some light on it.
I agree.
You know?
Yep, let the roaches scatter.
I'm sure there's a bunch of shitheads out there that just steal them just because, you know, well, I want my friends to think I'm funny, so boom. Or whatever.
Yeah, definitely. You know, especially if you're stealing from comedians that aren't big-time comedians or whatever.
Oh, yeah,
you know?
exactly.
There was actually a band that was doing it for a while. There was a band that they had, I forgot what the name of the band was, but they were doing it. Like, two of the guys from the band were stealing tweets from people. And people were calling them out, but every time somebody would, like, because they have thousands of followers, because they're a semi-famous band, I guess, and their followers were attacking people. Like, you know, how dare you?
Oh, geez, here comes the Nickelback army.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much, yeah. It was ridiculous. That site is so much fun at times, and if you sit there and just look at it sometimes, like I said once before, Twitter is the ultimate people-watching website. You will see. You can just sit and look at it at your timeline for a little while, and you will see so many different things. You know, you'll see drama, people fighting about who's a catfish and who's not a catfish, and don't get me started on that. But
just nonsense.
Yeah,
Plenty of nonsense.
Oh, it's crazy. Yeah, it's so funny how it's such a reflection. So anyway, let's move on. I said that before, but let's actually move on.
All right. Well, how was your week, Brian?
Pretty uneventful. Other than, you know, Saturday, we were supposed to hang out for our pal's birthday, and I didn't get to sleep until about 11 that morning, and set my alarm for 3 because I knew that would be, you know, well before a ride would come to get me, and didn't realize I set it for 3 a.m.
Well, clearly you need to sleep.
Obviously, yeah. So.
Yes.
I awoke a few hours later to, you know, looking at my text from
your
UNT.
Straight blowed up phone.
Yeah, from UNT. And T's like, yo, I'm outside. Where you at? And I don't think he knocked on the door. If he did,
I asked him.
He must have barely knocked because people were home.
See, damn it, T. Because I asked him, I'm like, he's like, yo, I'm here, and Brian's on answer his phone. I'm like, well, did you try to sheriff knock on the door?
Yeah. Yeah, you can't go up and just light knock. You gotta, you know, give it a firm knock. Yeah.
Because I thought that he said, yeah, he knocked. I'm like, that's really weird. Because I'm like, I figured Sally was there.
Yeah.
You know,
now, don't get me wrong. There's always a chance, you know, may have caught somebody when they were in the can or something. But I don't know. It's.
Well, speaking of can, that's where the cat's going. Terrific.
All right.
Yeah.
I know the feeling. Yeah. If my cat goes while we're doing this, it's a mess. Yeah. So, whatever. I mean, it sucks, but, you know.
Well, I'll fill you in on what happened.
Well, it stung, too, because of where it was at. If it was anywhere in Toledo, I would have been able to easily get a ride to wherever it was. The problem was you guys were out in Delta. And
yeah, when you got a hold of me, we were halfway to Adrian to pick up Jeannie from work. And if I didn't have to pick her up from work, I would have just went and got you. But she didn't have a ride besides me. So it's like,
she would have been right. Yeah. Sure, she wouldn't have minded a walk.
Just walk around, just straighten up some shelves. I'll be there in a little bit.
Yeah. So that's where it kind of stunk was, with me not driving. I couldn't just go, I'll just whatever.
Yeah, I'll meet you guys out there or whatever.
Yeah, that was too far of a drive.
But, because we were told, like, hey, what's going on? We were supposed to go to Father John's out in, like, Bryan, Ohio, which is a brewery. Turned out our buddy, Don, got some sort of weird head injury. Did I tell you all this?
No, you told me via text that he got a concussion somehow, but that was all you told me.
He apparently passed out and smoked his head off a toilet, which is not a good scene.
Yeah.
So his doctor basically said, hey, take it easy.
Really? That's you would have thought the doctor would have been like, put it to the floor.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, the game plan was just going to go to their place, go out to dinner somewhere around their house, go back and, play some games and just have a chill night. So I'm like, all right, and I got a couple growlers of beer, loaded up the cooler with some ice and a couple of random cans of beer. T bought a couple 6-packs.
Yeah.
Went and picked up Jeannie and headed to Delta because we're like, woo, here we go.
Naturally. Nice. Good call, by the way, getting some road sodas.
Road sodas. So which oddly enough, I learned something because I stopped at the gas station right up the road from me.
Yeah.
They didn't sell beer because T needed to buy some. And I'm like, do you guys not sell beer? She's like, oh, hon, we're a truck stop. We don't sell alcohol here.
Oh, well, I guess that makes sense, right?
That's what I told her. I'm like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. But I don't remember ever seeing, like in Ohio, they sell it at truck stops. It must be a Michigan thing.
It must be, yeah, because I've been in truck stops in Ohio, too, and yeah.
But I was just like, we're walking around like, where the fuck's the beer?
In fact, I've bought beer at truck stops in Ohio.
Right?
Yeah. I've been to a few convenience stores that didn't have beer in Toledo. Like, do you remember? Like Speedway over at
stuff maybe or something. I don't know.
Speedway over at Lasky and was it Secor or whatever there? Yeah, Secor and Lasky. They didn't when they first opened. They didn't have beer, which is the only thing that kept the 7-Eleven across the street open.
Well, I mean, because beer.
Once Speedway got beer, you notice it's not 7-Eleven anymore.
Yeah, it's over, Jenny.
Yep,
it's over. But so we get in Delta and we're like, we walk in to their house. We're like, hey guys, so what's the game plan for tonight? And they're like, we're going to Father John's. Yes. I was like, but
I thought we weren't. We bought all this beer.
We brought all this beer.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, well, whatever. So we load up the car. Now here's the problem with Father John's.
Yeah.
This is in Bryan, Ohio. With a Y, mind you.
Like me, right?
Yeah. From Delta, you know how far away Delta is.
Yeah.
It's an hour, 40-minute drive.
Oh, jeez.
Right?
Yeah.
But, I'm like, it's Don's birthday. Well, whatever. So we all piled in the car, in the van. I drove, went out to, Bryan. Now, this place, it's a cool place. It's built in an old church. Mm. Like, the brewery's in the basement. They still have a sanctuary, and they do concerts and stuff. They have a big beer garden outside. It's pretty neat.
Okay.
But they don't take reservations ahead of time.
Ugh, and it's a Saturday night.
It's one of those spots.
And it's a Saturday night, like 7 o'clock probably, about the time you got out there?
Yeah, about that time. Ooh. And it's weird because they have signs all over the place. It's like, hey, which I appreciate when you're at the table and you're talking to people, but this says it's a no cell phone zone. Like, you don't want people texting, talking on the phone, and all that. Yeah. I didn't know how they felt about pictures because I want to take some pictures of the place, but I was like, fuck it, whatever.
Yeah.
Because they got like a table with a big sword in the middle of it, and they got like big thrones and shit. It's kind of cool.
Right.
But we're like, whatever. So we ended up, it was a 45-minute wait for the table, but spots at the bar opened up.
Yeah.
So we all just bellied up to the bar. And I'm like, guys, we can just eat at the bar. Everyone wanted to eat at the table.
Hold on. That many spots opened up at the bar?
Well, first, like 4 slots opened up.
Okay, okay.
So the girls sat.
Okay.
And then, like the bar was shaped. It had some more sort of like weird like tumor appendage that came off it. Like the bar had like a dick.
Okay.
So
you sat on that, yeah.
Yeah, because it had 4 stools around it.
Right.
So that opened up, and we all sat around the bar's dick.
Right. Well, everyone else did. You climbed on it.
Well, yeah, because duh. But but I'm like, I'm starving at this time. I'm like, hey guys, why don't we eat at the bar? And everyone wanted to eat at the table, so I was like, oh fuck it, whatever. Give me beer. Right.
Yeah, it's the same as eating.
They had a ton of beer. I'll give them that.
Yeah.
Like the girls all split a pallet. Don got his own pallet. T got his own pallet.
Which seems to make sense when coming off the head injury.
Exactly. Taking it easy.
Right. He only got one pallet instead of 2. Yeah.
Now, do you want to take just a guess how many beers came in this pallet?
Are they sample sizes or full size?
They're sample size beers.
All right. So the normal palette's what, 5, 6?
Yeah.
So that'd be my guess, 6.
Okay, well, it was like 14. 6. It was either 14 or 16. I don't remember.
Jeebus.
The pallet was huge.
Out of curiosity, do you like how much was this?
I don't know. I mean,
God.
the girls, they split. The place isn't cheap.
No, but for 14,
the beer's actually pretty. The beer's affordable. The food's expensive.
Right, but like for 14 3-ounce or whatever 2-ounce pours, I mean, hell, most places a flight is what, $7,
like
$8?
$9.
Yeah,
$8
for 6.
I would guess it's probably a $20, $25 thing. I really don't know.
Yeah, all right, that's not horrible. I guess it's just that's a lot of beer, and the odds of you getting to it while it's still fairly cool, unless you're knocking them back one after the other.
Right.
I'm sure.
And, I mean, I didn't sample every beer, but some of the ones I had, their beers they were good. I've had way better. They had a Scottish scale that was amazing.
God damn it! Right, that seems to be my other like.
Yeah, it was
recently.
It was a high ABV one
well,
too.
Well, of course, it's a Scotch ale. Yeah, most of those.
That was pretty good.
I don't know what it is. It's so weird, isn't it? It's like I tend to not like really heavy beers, and I tend to not like IPAs. But I found myself liking Scotch ales off and on, and I found myself liking double IPAs at various times. I'm not sure what the hell's going on.
It's flavored country,
It
right?
must be. That must be what it is. I just find certain ones, and I'm like, yes. And other ones I'm...
You're all crackly.
Oh, all right.
Not anymore.
Okay.
That was weird.
Yeah, all right.
Hopefully it was just on my end. I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah, Skype was working over here. Yeah.
So, had a few beers, and then we finally got our table. Like I said, food it's pretty expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, because it's all farm to table.
Right.
So it's all local stuff. They actually have their own guy that raises bison for them. So they serve like bison steaks and shit.
Yeah.
So, but it's kind of cool the way to do it because you can get like big plates or small plates. And they all sounded good. So we got a bunch of small plates.
Sure.
And then they just give you plates. You can it's like family style.
Okay, yeah.
So it kind of helps the cost.
That's fair, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the food is pretty good, but it's just like, that's such a far drive. That was my biggest issue with it. Because then I had to drive us back.
Well, and the other thing, like for us, the tough part too is it's like you're looking at what about a 2-hour drive to this place, right? From here,
Well,
hour
and a half or so.
Okay,
probably if we wanted to go from where we are.
That's what I'm meaning. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Now,
probably be about an hour and a half.
So, for curiosity's sake, think of all the places we could go within an hour and a half from here.
Oh, I know.
You know what I
just
mean?
head north.
Yeah,
hit Detroit,
exactly.
Or you're boom.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking of. I think that makes it a little tougher. Like if you live out there, it makes sense because that's probably one of the few places that are really like that out there. For us, we have a lot of choices.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Because you're right. Because we go hit Detroit and there's there's that area, an hour and a half north-ish from here is a lot. So
yeah. Exactly. But it was good.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd go back though unless I was in Bryan because it's so far out there.
That's kind of what I was getting at. Yeah. It's like if you were looking for an hour and a half drive, from the way you're making it sound, it doesn't sound like it would be your first choice.
Not really.
Because I mean, for us, an hour and a half, we could go by Ann Arbor. We could go, you could go anywhere in Michigan. Hell, for an hour and a half, we could hit Great Lakes Brewery.
Right.
Exactly. There's a lot of places to go. So. That's so weird. It doesn't seem like it's that far away.
Because it's like exit so it's like 13 miles from the border to Indiana.
Yeah,
and then you head south for like a half hour.
That's why
or so.
It just doesn't seem like it's longer to that area than it would be to Cleveland. But it is.
I hear you.
Yeah. Anyway, all that local talk. The people are loving the local talk.
So we're driving back then, and that's always fun with a car full of people that are buzzed.
Yeah.
Everyone's loud, whatever.
Yeah.
But, we got, I love my friends and all. Our friends, even.
They're not mine anymore. That's fair. That's cool.
But, we walked in the door and it was like, all right, let's play some Rock Band. It's like, because it once Rock Band, I don't mind, Rock Bands I'm fine with.
Yeah.
I don't play it that much.
Right. You got to hit a certain point of your drinking to really be an enthuthast of Rock Band.
But I just got out of a car with a whole bunch of loud people, and
Let's
now it's
be loud
I was
again.
kind of hoping to sit around and bullshit or play. I brought a mess of board games,
right?
But not my birthday party, so I didn't say shit,
right?
But I was like Rock Band until we left, and I was like, all right, bye guys.
I jumped on to play some Diablo later, and I saw Don was, his account was signed in for Rock Band. So,
oh, there you go.
Yeah, I don't remember what time, but I, after I got up and I was like, I'm going to play some Diablo, and there you go. Yeah.
And then, Jeannie was like, well, if you drive there and back from Brian, I'll drive us home so you can have some pints or whatever, and a couple IPAs.
Right.
Not enough to really get me hammered or buzzed even.
Yeah.
But so halfway home, she's like, I got to pull. I'm so tired. So we ended up switching, and I drove the rest of the way home.
I can see that, yeah.
But it wasn't enough that I got buzzed, really.
Right.
But I woke up feeling like death the next day.
Oh, that's fair.
It's like, God damn it.
Now, was it because you were up late or because of the
well, I don't know. It was probably because I was up late, and Jeannie's thought was, she's like, you had so much weird food you don't normally eat, like rich type food.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
And I'm, for some reason, real sensitive when I go off the trail of my normal diet.
Yeah, you kind of hit a trifecta of things for you there. Because you drank probably a decent amount. I don't know what you drank, but, you said not really buzzed, so I'm going to guess probably still a decent amount of beer.
I had 3 pints at the restaurant.
Oh, that's really not
and then I had probably 3 at their place.
Yeah, that's an alright night, yeah, but that's not any sort of excess. I know there's some people probably listening going, 6 pints is not excess. No, it isn't.
not in that spread out amount of time.
No, it isn't, and stop your judging, judgy pantses.
Exactly, yeah. Keep it to yourself.
Yeah.
But I do think the highlight of the night, though, is we're at the table, and the way they serve their coffee is in a French press, which is pretty delicious.
Okay.
And the table behind us is getting coffee, and my lovely wife, she's a little intoxicated.
Oh boy.
And the woman's doing the fresh press, I said fresh prince.
Yeah.
The fresh press, and Jeannie's just like, oh my God, she's pushing it down too fast. And the waitress stopped what she was doing and was like, what? And, legitimately got pissed off.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah, that'll happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was, I thought it was hilarious.
Right. Yeah, people don't, a lot of people don't take too well to being told how to do their jobs. Especially not by, belligerent people.
But, oh my God, it was funny. I loved it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a good night. I just, I wish we would have went into Rock Band a little later. If I had my druthers, I would have rather, like I said, sit around bullshit a little bit. I'm a bullshitter.
Yeah, because you can't really do that while you're playing.
No, because pretty much everyone's focused on that.
Yeah.
And it's loud.
Right.
So it's like,
Yeah, exactly. You could go in another room and stuff, but you got to have people willing to also be in there having a conversation. Yeah.
Well, because I thought about it.
I guess
I
you
grabbed
don't.
cigars.
You could just,
I grabbed cigars. I'm like, maybe I'll just go outside and have a cigar. And I'm like, what, by myself?
You should just went out and, got a light on you and, periscoped from,
I should have. You know what? God damn it, Brian.
Yeah. See, if I was there, but yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I should have went outside and periscoped on the porch smoking a cigar.
Right.
Oh, well.
Yeah. Yeah, what can you do, right?
But that was the highlight of my week so far, because my work week, I've been by myself all week.
Oh, that's always
my bud's on vacation.
Yeah.
And it's just every day I come, except for today. Today was just a rigorous fucking.
You got a kiss on the neck after today.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Every day I've come home feeling like I got hit. I haven't worked out once. I feel like I get home soaked in sweat. Feel like I hit by a truck.
Yeah.
To the point that my next level Under Armour boxer briefs are just fuck it, we're not wicking anything anymore. It's been brutal this week.
Oh man, it's rough when you have high tide in your pants.
Oh my God. So I'm looking forward to the relaxing weekend. In the old cartoons that have the wheel and every spoke of the wheel had a boot on it and kick somebody in the ass.
Yeah.
It's that, but on my testicles.
Right.
Yeah.
And we haven't even reached, the Fist Fuck Friday yet.
I know. I don't know what tomorrow's going to bring, but it's been insane this week.
Speaking of, I got to remember to put that up this week.
Oh, yeah. Although I do have a highlight for my work week, too.
All right.
we live in Ohio, so I had to take some stuff down to Bowling Green State University.
Right.
Home
of the Falcons. Right.
Huh?
I said
home of the Falcons.
Yeah.
So I show up like real late Tuesday because the stuff had to be there.
Yeah.
And I walk into the building because it's a place you got to like go into the basement, and you normally would just roll the whole pallet into the elevator and push it up the hallway right into this people's storeroom.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy except for pulling the shit up the hill initially off the truck. That sucks.
Yeah. Right.
But so I pull it off the truck and I hit the elevator button and nothing. And I look at the little like slot that shows you what the elevator's locked out. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I called the phone number. I was like, hey, if the elevator's locked, call these numbers. Get no answer. Run in the basement. I find the office.
Out of curiosity, was the number 1-800 go fuck yourself?
It might as well have been.
Like, this number seems weird.
At this point, it's like almost 5 o'clock. So I just want to be home.
Yeah.
But I'm in Bowling Green, you know?
Yeah.
So I run down to the basement, and I get down, and there's nothing but fans and dehumidifiers, and there's a couple student workers. And I'm like, hey, I got a delivery. Any of you guys know where the elevator key's at? And bless this girl's heart, because she really did her best to help me. Her and I ran around the building trying to figure out where this key was at. But it was, the people that normally work there, the whole basement flooded earlier that morning. So they didn't show up to work, and so I had to load the shit back up, come back the next day, do it all over again, right?
You'd think they could tell you that.
You would think, but no one thinks to make a phone call.
Yeah. It feels to me like your company...
Hey, does this actually need to be there?
Yeah, it kind of feels like your company should get an extra billing out of that for sending you twice.
Oh, whoa, slow down.
I know.
That involves way too much logic.
I know. Because that's shit on them to not call and say, hey, we know you, we told you we need that today. However.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, so I go back the next day, and, hey, the people are all working, and the one key part about this whole thing is we take the door apart so we can get the pallet in. So I help the guy take the door apart, and I push the pallet in, and they're carpet tiles. They all just start ripping off.
Oh, jeez.
Because the glue is still wet.
Oh, man.
I completely annihilated their floor. The guys were like, oh, God, we're going to have to re-glue all this. I was like, okay, so where do you want the next one? Because I really don't care.
All right. Well, I guess it's a wash then.
Yeah, I completely destroyed the carpet.
Well, I'm sure it's not the first place you've destroyed the carpet. Usually from just rubbing your ass on it. But yeah,
you'll have that.
Like, Tony, no.
Like, God damn it, I got worms again.
Swatting him on the nose with a paper.
So yeah, it's been a rough week,
wow,
but I mean, I'm glad today wasn't as brutal because I was, like usually what time is it? 9:30? Yeah, I've been asleep pretty much every night by this time.
Yeah, I don't doubt it. Yeah, after a vigorous rogering.
Yeah, like I haven't been getting home to like 7 something. I got home at like 6 something today. It's a bonus.
And it's even more fun because you're not a fast food family. Because these are the kind of weeks where you'd probably eat fast food all damn week because you just be like, nope.
Well, like the first couple, days, it was Jeannie was off work at the right time, so I was like, hey, I get home and she's already got dinner fired up, and nice. I just help her with the last things, and boom. But yesterday I made dinner, but I made pesto. It's super easy, whatever.
Right.
Today was one of the days because we've been trial running our kids to stay home by themselves.
Yeah.
So today's the one day to stay home by themselves.
Okay.
And I'm like, all right, guys, here's the game plan. You guys are making sausage and pancakes because you can do that.
Pretty simple. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So they made dinner tonight. So awesome. I just have to. I don't think we're worrying about tomorrow because once Jeannie gets off of work, we're just heading to the cottage. Right. So we'll probably eat on the way.
Yeah. Well, at least there's that. At least you have. At least you have easy solutions. Because.
Yeah. I suppose. Wives and indentured servants.
That's what life's about.
It's true. Oh, man.
Indeed.
But yeah, that's been my week so far. Well, I mean, I've got other stuff, random things I've seen and heard about, but
yeah, that's way more eventful than my week. I've done not a lot this week. I mean, I cooked dinner a couple times. It's just I haven't really gone and done anything. So, other than, as I was telling you before we recorded, looking up and being amazed by what some of some Magic cards are worth that,
That is fascinating.
that we used to get, in mass as like throw-ins on deals and such. So,
Yeah, now they're worth $20, $30 or
yeah,
whatever.
it's just crazy how they were like water back in the day, and now they're, like water. See what I did there?
Yeah, well, that's just tales we can tell the new players. In my day.
Oh, seriously.
Yeah.
Yep, that's why it makes me laugh. I remember, even going back to, when we had our shop, and that was 10, 12 years ago, it was crazy how, the prices of stuff then, even till now, and the prices on some of the stuff then to when we played originally, were so different. So
Right.
it was like, holy crap, it's, it's just crazy how that game has just continued to grow and grow, and some of the old stuff has just, gone crazy on us.
Yeah, indeed. Are you building a shed or something?
Awesome. So what else you got? I don't really have a whole lot this week.
Well, I have a wild, an interesting conversation we had in the van driving one day.
Okay.
I don't know how we really got on the subject. It was for some reason we got on the subject of how girls don't want semen in their hair.
Yeah, that seems pretty accurate. Yeah.
And this is me hungover too.
Yeah.
So I'm just sitting there, and it's Jeannie and the kids. I don't know how it got to that point.
All right.
Right? But Leah starts laughing. We're like, what do you? She's like, oh, it's like this YouTube video I watched when the guy was talking about falling in a dunk tank of whale semen. I'm like, what? What are you watching?
Right.
Right? Well, it goes from this, and it eventually evolves into, and this is the kids bringing this up, of that they think it'd be so funny if there was a water park and it was just penises. Just spraying everywhere.
Can you imagine that thing from in the air? Not like space, but just enough where you can still make out all the things.
Right.
Oh man, yeah, that would be something.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I'm raising them right or not.
Yeah. Well, we'll find out. Here down the road, if one of them starts the first, all penis themed amusement park.
Yes, it's true.
And I guess depending on what kind of money they make, like, oh yeah, I did a good job as your
welcome to Dongland or whatever.
Yeah. Oh man.
Wanktonia? I don't know.
Wanktonia. As long as it's not Space Wanktonia, because then, Nickel would,
yeah,
have to be consulted.
That's under Nickel's control.
Right, which is fine, but we have to get Wanktonia first, then Space Wanktonia will, be a good offshoot of that, because...
Or we just have a Nickel-themed ride. It's just Space Wank Mountain.
There's actually... It would just be a cabin-themed ride, somehow.
Yeah, cabin theme. It's like one of those, 3D things like they have in Universal, where you sit in a chair and it's like you're on an adventure.
Exactly. Yeah, it's just going through Nickel's
just
cabin
wanks.
Yeah.
And old school pornography.
Well, of course.
Yes.
Yep. That's wow. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm not sure if you're raising them right or not, but at least it's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely interesting.
Yeah. So let's see. What do we got here? Do I have anything?
It's depressing too, driving around. Well, just because I'm working.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they have this anywhere else, but in Ohio, they've got these drive safe signs on the side of the road, like the big construction signs they can program.
Yeah.
So it's like drive safe, and then it flashes, and it's the current traffic deaths in Ohio. And it's rising at an alarming rate. Like 2 weeks ago it was 500 something.
Yeah.
As of today it was like 642.
Wow, that is really fast.
Right?
Wow. Yeah.
It's very depressing. What are they doing?
Not to mention, I love the drive safe by looking at a sign.
Well, yeah.
It
didn't say drive safe today. It said watch for bikes.
Oh, okay.
642.
But it's like, shouldn't I be watching the road? Like,
Yeah, no, I'm reading her sign as
Yeah.
I careen through off a cliff.
yeah, like
Not that Ohio has cliffs.
right. Like I can't quite read that sign. I got to get closer. As you just go across.
Plow right through
Go across 3 lanes. They do it. Starting a 10-car pileup.
Naturally.
Tell ya, kids these days. I'll tell you, I like all the watch for bikes things, and I get that, but I also see a lot of people on bikes driving like assholes. And
Yes.
they really should be aware of the fact that they're on something with no outer protection to them, flying around, zipping in between vehicles that are thousands of pounds of just, metal or
Yeah.
fiberglass or whatever the hell they are, I don't know, maybe they should stop driving like assholes more, too. Because I see a lot, not so much the guys on, like, the choppers and stuff. It's more the ones that are on the crotch rockets.
Yes.
You know, the bros most of the time. But, yeah, there's a lot of that I don't know. It's like, where's the ads for that? Like, hey, assholes, if you're on a bike, stop, watch out for cars.
Stop doing wheelies at 45 down the middle of the road.
Yeah. It's like there's all these signs, watch out for pedestrians, but there's no signs to, hey, dumbass, look before you walk out in front of cars.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I hear you. That's kind of the observation I made as well. Is like usually the dudes on unless they're some of those little where you like the street rod Harley, they're fast, but those guys will do some asshole shit. But usually if they're on the big heavy choppers, whoa, bless you.
Yeah, they're usually pretty chill.
They usually just cruise around and do their own thing. In fact, I saw a guy today on his bike, and his mullet blown in the wind was glorious.
How are you able to keep your eyes on the road? I mean,
I'm glad I was in a straightaway because I had to lock my arms in.
Oh, I bet. Because I'm sure it was mesmerizing. It was like just staring at a GIF all day.
It's like he went by in slow motion.
Oh.
It was crazy.
Like Free Ride's playing as he just looks.
I mean, it was glorious.
No, not Free Ride. No. Free Bird.
Slow Ride?
Sure. No, that's what I meant. But Free Bird would just be better anyway, because he's just unleashing that luxurious mullet, I'm sure. Well, was it luxurious?
It was.
Okay, because it could have been stringy and disgusting.
No, it looked like it was either he's got fantastic naturally curly hair or it was permed.
Oh, okay. Because I was going to say, I was hoping it was going to be like he was flying like an American flag off the back of his neck. Just flapping in the breeze.
I mean, either way, I probably have a new man crush.
Probably. You were periscoping it?
Yeah, it was something to see, that's for sure.
Gee.
I mean, I even said out loud when he went by, I went, whoa, that guy's mullet was glorious.
It's funny because as much as I disrespected him for years, I kind of have an odd appreciation for them. Because, when you see people commit to it, like not the mullets that are, just to the base of the neck or whatever, but like the ones that are like halfway down your back.
Right.
Like the ones we saw up at Gibraltar with, the woman, combing his mullet as they were walking through the place.
You got to groom your man.
That's what I'm saying. It's like walking your pony and brushing it at the same time,
For sure,
Yeah.
exactly.
Give
him a bucket of oats.
Yeah, I just have an appreciation for that, especially if you see one of them turn around and you see a fanny pack, too. It's like, that's living the life right there,
Indeed. Living the life.
I'm jealous,
He opens up his fanny pack and just American Eagle flies out.
Obviously.
A bald eagle and American Eagle.
Yeah.
The whole store flies out.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
All of a sudden, there's just jeans and trendy T-shirts everywhere.
The scared children. Get back in there, you.
That would be awesome, though, right? He just walks in, unzips his fanny pack, and boom, it's a store.
Bam.
Like,
Represent.
you're not the guy I would think would go around setting up American Eagles, but all right.
It's because that's his name.
Yeah, it's like I would expect a Walmart to pop out of there.
I don't just build American Eagles. I am American Eagle.
Oh, yeah, then he transforms and just flies away.
Punches another hole in the ozone layer.
Well, obviously. I mean, what ozone layer could contain that? He's liberating us from the ozone layer.
Yes, he is.
Freedom!
Oh, I love it. That's fantastic.
Yeah. I just want us to find, like, really good mullet wigs and just film a thing of... Kind of like from Joe Dirt, there was like a slow motion thing of like the wind blowing his mullet and stuff, but
right,
you know, that's what we need is just us and that with like jean jackets with no arms and looking like we're out of an '80s jeans commercial.
I got a perfect idea. We just reenact
some white.
Nice.
I like it. I was gonna say White Snake playing in the background, but
that works.
I'm all for cherry pie.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. Oh, man.
Oh, God.
What?
We got to talk about cherry pie.
We do?
Yeah. Did you see the woman running the marathon free bleeding?
Yeah. Well, I didn't see it, but I read about it. That she's tired of women being shamed that they should wear tampons or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
And I was like, I think most of them do it because they want to, because they don't want blood running down their leg while they're doing a marathon. Same kind of reason you wear, like, nipple tape, right?
Right.
So you don't get the
your nipples don't explode.
Yeah, I mean, not that it's the same thing, but it's, I think that's kind of more of it than it is. I don't think anyone's forcing them to do that.
She took a stand against period shaming. Which I didn't know was a thing.
Yeah, I guess it. Well, it is. I mean, it goes back forever to banishing women away from the village because they're unclean.
Oh, the good old days.
Oh, damn it, Tony. You can direct all your hate mail to Graphic Novice at... No, I'm kidding.
Nice. Shots fired.
Yeah.
Moon Wars.
Damn it. Let's let them go. They got enough wars to fight right now. Do you see? We're trying to bring us in on their whale wars too.
Like, I didn't even know what the hell's going on there.
Yeah, I did after I listened to the episode because I was like, wait, what's going on here? I listened to Hobie last night and was like, wait, what?
I saw the tweets. I'm like, whale wars? What the fuck is going on?
See, but the mistake that was made was, he made the point that we lost Moon Wars, so we should then join with them to fight in... It's like, no, you're going to claim something that's not true, because first of all, here's the problem with the whole salty language allegedly losing Moon Wars, is Nickel and VF have forgotten the golden rule of our show, which is we have microphones and the internet, which means whatever we say is right.
It's true.
So unfortunately, guys, the game...
Last I checked...
The game was over before they started, and we've moved past it anyway.
I thought we won anyway, and we were like instating new government in the Graphic Novice land.
Are. I think we're all just fighting the same fight, and I think what we got to look at is that overall we should just all be like, let's just collectively take over the universe, because
universe wars.
Yeah, no, not even universe wars, because we'll just stamp out the universe. We'll just like any signs of life we see, we'll just squash them. Or enslave them, whichever, because we're white, so,
Well, it's true.
It is in our blood to just enslave things when we find them.
Right.
So then we have the good old days comment and my enslaving. We're making lots of friends. Anyway.
I mean, maybe because I'm not a woman.
Really?
I know. Weird, right? I don't get the whole period shaming as a,
Well, do you know what? There was a great kind of comment about it on that show that I told you about called You're the Worst.
Right.
Like, the guy goes to try to have sex with the girl, and she's kind of like shies away from him, and he's like, what? And she's like, I'm, whatever. I don't remember what term she uses. She may not have. She may have just, been vague. And he goes, oh, see you in, about 5 days then? And she's just like, fuck you, because... She's like, I'd like to be known for more than just a vessel you can fuck, kind of a thing. Like that right. I have validity when I'm not, So, yeah, there's a lot of guys that make comments about that kind of stuff. Almost like the woman's carrying some weird disease and they don't want to be near him during that time. Cavemen, if you will. Yeah. the kind of guys who probably would prefer they, be banished from the village for 5 or 7 or 20 days.
Whatever it is.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. So, I don't know. I again, it's not an issue that's, like, obviously affecting us largely because we're guys, but, yeah.
This is true.
Yeah. But it's definitely out there. I'm kind of against the opposite side of it, though, too. It's like, I get it. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know. It happens, but you don't have to be graphic about things to draw attention to them, Like, I don't know. I understand. They're trying to be radical because then it makes news and whatnot take notice. And, I mean, hell, we're talking about it, so.
Well, I guess that's true.
Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, I was just kind of thrown off. Well, the pictures threw me off because I'm like, the fucking...
Yeah, well, it's a weird place to choose because, like I said...
a marathon.
I don't know that marathons have strict tampon rules or strict, period. Like, if you're on your period, you're not allowed to participate rules.
Have you seen some of the, like, marathoners that they lose control of their bowels and shit?
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting at. It's like...
As we so tenderly put it on our show, old gravy leg.
Tenderly? That is us putting it tenderly, actually.
Yes, it is, right?
Yeah. It just reminds me of, I can't stop laughing, jeez. Do you remember that picture I sent you a long time ago of the dude sitting in the mud?
Yes. Yeah.
I still have that picture. If I can find it, maybe I'll figure out a way we can get it posted or something so people can, I think you mentioned gravy leg to me one time, and I was like this.
It was like perfectly timed.
Oh, it was awful. Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
But it's like,
laughing.
I mean, I'm with you. Marathon doesn't make sense to me because as a dude, I've like cut myself whenever.
Yeah.
When you're out doing stuff,
right.
And I mean, if you're moving around, the blood gets all gummy and
it's awful. Yeah.
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 Unless period blood's a different type of animal, which I'm pretty sure it's not.
Yeah.
Just because reasons.
Back from when you were Tanya. Gotcha. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, I'm with you. It's just, I don't know. It always kind of strikes me weird when people decide to choose one area to protest, but it doesn't go with. Like, if you want to protest the women, like the Free the Nipple movement, and they went to beaches to protest it, that makes a ton of sense.
That makes sense.
You see shirtless dudes all over the place at the beach, but you can't have shirtless women at those beaches because, of laws.
Right.
So, like that one makes sense to me. This one, I don't get it. I don't know why you would pick here. I mean, I guess it's no different than the woman doing the, oh, God, do you remember we talked about it a long time ago? Wasn't she doing, like, knitting or something like that with something that had to do with tampons or... I can't remember what it was.
I don't remember. Oh, maybe she was painting with, like, period blood.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Right?
And I was like, I've seen different things like that to where it's like, stop period shaming. And I'm like, again, there's just a lot of people who don't want to see blood.
Right.
Doesn't matter when it comes from. They don't want to see blood. That's not generally something most people are like, ooh, like, so I don't know. Whatever. We should probably stop talking about it because we're clearly not experts on the subject.
What do you mean, Brian?
Oh, yeah, you're right. Microphone, internet. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Let's just awkwardly move forward.
What's, how we want to talk about?
Speaking of bloody things.
Oh,
no.
Excellent. All right.
Did you see there's a rumor, a theory, if you will, a fan theory going around that the picture of the Robin suit that was shown in the Dark Knight, the Batman vs. Superman trailer, the one that says, haha, joke's on you on it,
right?
That there's rumors that people are saying that, or the theory is that people think it's that like one of the past Robins is actually who Jared Leto is as the Joker.
That's an interesting theory.
Did you ever see Batman Beyond: Return of the Joker?
Yes.
Okay. You know how how Joker kind of tortures Robin because he's trying to set him up to be like his
protege.
Yeah. And so I was like, there was another story. I forgot. I have an article here, but I'm not going to open it. I just don't feel like it. But
Fair enough.
Yeah, that they mentioned too, that it's kind of alluded to something like that. And I think I actually don't have a problem with that. I actually think that would be a really neat and kind of cool thing to do.
It's an interesting twist.
Yeah, I mean, because realistically, Red Hood, Spurlers, if you don't know, Red Hood was Jason Todd.
Oh, God, I was about ready to read that.
Oh, sorry. No, still read it, because you get to see the Joker just savagely kill him. Anyway, Spurlers. From a story that's from, early 90s or something. Anyway, but I just thought it was kind of a neat theory, and I think it would add kind of a little depth to it, especially with having Leto's Joker looking the way he does, that almost, and I was like, if you do this, though, you could almost kind of, and I'm not advocating this, I'm just saying it, but you could almost have the Joker be a few different people over the whole time frame of the Joker, kind of a thing, if you wanted
kind of like the Dread Pirate Roberts.
Yes. Yeah. Similar. Right. Because really, you just have to have certain things, that maybe they just kind of pass it along through, Joker gas and whatnot. I don't know, and torture and such,
Probably torture.
Yeah, probably torture, yeah. But anyway, I thought it was kind of...
Sweet Harley Beach.
I guess. I mean, it's always alluded to. We don't, I'm not really sure. Yeah, so, I don't know. Like I said, I thought it was kind of an interesting look at it. I know a lot of people are kind of like about it, but yeah, there's probably a good reason that Robin suit was shown, or statue or whatever was shown. I don't see that just being a throw-in kind of a thing. Like that's got to be a significant point, I would think, within the story. So, hey, there's some interesting news.
Well, I guess since we're talking movies, I watched a movie this, I think it was Sunday night.
Yeah.
Yeah, it had to have been. Chef? Have you watched that?
No, I know what you're talking about, though.
It's a fucking good movie, man.
Yeah?
Yeah, with, what's his name, Piven in it?
Right.
Yeah, that is a hell of a... It's on Netflix right now.
Right.
It's basically about a movie about a chef who's divorced. They don't really say for sure.
Okay.
And he gets, doesn't understand social media and does some dumb shit on Twitter, gets fired, and then starts up a food truck and reconnects with his son, and it's pretty good.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I could see that.
It's one of those things we're like, let's watch a movie. How about this? It's got 5 stars rated on Netflix.
Yeah,
let's check it out.
That's why I've got it in my queue, because of it consistently, I when I put movies in there, a lot of times when I'm going to watch them, I'll go, wow, when I put that in there, I think it had 4 or 5 stars, and now it's like 2. It's like, This is probably a pile of garbage, Don't get me wrong, a lot of times I'll still watch, because a lot of
it was a hell of a movie. I liked it.
All right. So
it made me want to cook while I was watching it.
But the question everyone wants to know is, how many Channing Tatums do you give it?
What was our scale? Was it a 10 or a 10 Channing or 5 Channing?
It's whatever you want it to be.
Yeah, good point.
It could be 5. It could be 20.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, it could be XXL like Magic Mike. Anyway,
I'm going to give it 1 Channing, but this Channing is riding slowly by in a Harley with an awesome mullet. So it's pretty good.
The old golden was it Golden Goose Channing Award there. All right, I get you. We should have done that a long time ago. Like, if we actually went and saw movies regularly and stuff, it'd be great for us to do the Channings, as our award show, because
why have we never thought of that before?
I don't know. And I don't mean the Carol Channings, although that'd be a whole different kind of award.
That would be. Yeah, God damn it. We've had the Channing movie rating scale for a long time. We've never thought about the Channings.
The Channings, yeah. Damn it. We get everybody dressed hilarious. Up in tuxedos or stripper. Well, I mean, by tuxedos, I mean Chippendales outfits, but,
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, we're talking formal here, right?
Right, of course. So basically, it's going to look like the you and I together will basically look like the Swayze Farley skit.
Oh, we're both dead.
Only inside. Only inside. Oh, man. I just saw this thing posted on Comic Book Resources that ABC ordered a Mockingbird-centric pilot starring Adrienne Palicki off her appearance as, well, not appearance, but her role as Mockingbird on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh, really?
So, I'm going to be a real dick here, but I'll say this. I hope this TV pilot sticks.
Right.
Because, yeah, if you know who I'm talking
about. Bird. Yeah.
Oh, my. Man. Ah.
Have you seen Heffa-Wheaties?
Yes.
Okay. So,
okay, you should probably describe what that is for me.
All right, Heffa-Wheaties is I don't know the brewery that makes it.
I don't
but
either.
It's a brewery made a Hefeweizen using all the ingredients that are in Wheaties,
right.
basically.
Right.
To make Heffa-Wheaties.
Clearly, Breakfast of Champions.
Breakfast of Champions in a bright orange can with the Heffa-Wheaties, like in the Wheaties font. It's pretty great.
As the box even says, Breakfast of Champions, or it used to. I don't know if it still does, but that was what Wheaties were.
Yeah.
Right.
And I would try Heffa-Wheaties if I saw it.
I probably would too. Yeah.
Just
for
because.
For the story. Yeah.
For the story. So General Mills is
now,
back at it.
Now the question is it a true Heffa-Wheaties?
Anyway. This is true. I saw this. This really made me maybe appreciate General Mills a little more.
Okay.
Because last year there was this brewery, Black Bottle Brewing, in Colorado.
Yeah.
That the town they're located in, they sneakily went around and bought all the Count Chocula from the town. Took out the whole supply.
Ah, nice.
Because they made a Count Chocula beer.
That's awesome. That makes a ton of sense. I mean, I don't know, whatever. The only cool part about it is that it's called Count Chocula whatever concept.
Well, it's called Cerealacy. Like, seriously? But cereal?
Right.
Seriously, Count Chocula is what it's called.
Right. See, you get what I'm saying, though? Since it's all like
made of Count Chocula.
Yeah, but it's like a synthetic chocolate taste, so it's like, meh. You can add chocolate to beer, it works, Just like you could do blueberry,
Yeah. Well, this year, because they want to make it again, General Mills just sent them all the Count Chocula they needed.
That's awesome.
How great is that?
I like that, yeah. Well, it's tough because it's only available I don't know about Count Chocula. Like, I know blueberry and such only comes around like at Halloween, basically.
Right.
Or fall, basically.
This house has blueberry season.
Oh, listen, I understand.
Yeah.
I fully understand. It's something your wife and I both have an affinity for, even though neither of us fully understands it because we both know it's hot garbage from top to bottom.
Oh boy, is it.
But I'll eat all of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's coming about that time of year where it's going to start making appearances in stores again.
I know.
But yeah, I thought that was great when I saw that General Mills is like, here's all the cereal you need to make your beer.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. And I would enjoy trying that, but I don't think it probably makes it this far east.
It's funny because that's not where I thought that story was going to go. I thought you were going to say that they were like put the kibosh on like using their name or whatever.
Oh, right.
I'd be like, but
maybe whoever's, in whatever level they need to make these decisions is like, yeah, beer's kind of a thing right now in America.
How is this a bad thing for them? It doesn't
exactly.
It means they sell a lot of their product, and it's going to get a positive spin. I mean, unless the beer was hot garbage or something, but.
Well, if it's coming back, I doubt it.
Yeah.
That's pretty tasty.
It seems like a pretty easy... And don't get me wrong, we've had some chocolate porters and various stuff that are but...
Right.
Whatever.
Yeah, I hear you. I don't think you can really screw up a chocolate stout, though.
That's kind of... Oh, that's what I was... Yeah, stout or porter, whatever
porter
you use.
Stout. Yeah,
either way, it's they're pretty... It's a pretty safe bet, at this point. Most of the breweries have been doing enough of them that... They probably have some sort of a recipe that, well, like you said, it's coming back. So,
right.
Generally, they're not going to bring back a beer that
shit the bed the year before.
Yeah. So that's cool.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting.
I agree, sir. I agree. What else you got?
Well, I got a story about depression. I don't know if it. Might fit better on the other show, though.
Well, either way. No, I mean, we're not going to do the other show this week, so.
Well, when do you post the other show?
Saturdays.
Oh, never mind. Okay. I was like, if you want to do a late posting, I'll lend in my mouth.
I can.
If it's up to you.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about that off the show. Let's save that.
Okay.
Either way, we'll save that. All right.
All right. So, yeah, I'll just leave that for later.
Which means you listeners get nothing. Oh.
Tune in for the crazy. This is a cross-platform tease or something.
Yes.
Cross-show tease.
Yes.
Well, I saw a really amazing video today that I'm going to put on our website as one of the videos of the week.
Okay.
It was this group of kids, and, well, they must have some scratch behind them because wherever they filmed this at was pretty elaborate, and their whole setup was elaborate.
Okay.
But they took chat roulette, right?
Yeah.
And they had a team of people, and they turned their chat roulette feed into a first-person shooter.
Okay.
So they had a guy that had a suit, and he had the helmet with a microphone, and then they had people running boards because it had like a first-person display that had the guy's life total and like what weapon he was holding, and yeah, and then it was all these people like as zombies.
Oh, that's interesting.
Right, and then the people that they randomly connected to in chat roulette would control the action by going, "All right, move forward, shoot that guy."
Oh, that's kind of cool.
It was pretty neat.
That's a much better use of it than just random guy jerking off.
Exactly. And it was, from what the video looked like, it was like if you made it through and you beat the boss,
yeah,
you went through a portal and then you got to talk to the team that made it.
Oh, okay.
For a little bit, and they're like, all right, we got to go to the next player. But how cool is that?
That's pretty cool, yeah.
And it's like a 9-10 minute video, which I know in this day and age is really long.
Man.
But it's pretty neat to watch.
It's like sitting through The Hobbit, dude.
All three of them.
All of them. TLDW.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, that sounds cool. I'll watch that.
It was cool. I don't. It's the people that did it. It's pretty. That's pretty ingenious. I was impressed.
Yeah, you got to put some decent thought into that. That's not just like I said, it's not just getting nude and beating it while random people jump in on you.
Yeah, exactly. Just cranking.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. Kids these days, and they're showing their dicks.
Hell, what are you going to do?
I know.
It's the internet, Brian.
I know.
It's Dawntopia, like we said earlier.
It was Wangtopia, I think, wasn't it?
That's right.
Something like that. I don't know.
Welcome to Jerkassic Park.
It's just dinosaurs just
wanking.
Well, the ones that
the Wankosaurus.
The ones that can, that is, because T-Rex is
the one that constantly is a Wankosaurus Rex because he's the king of them.
Well, he's got to have help though. He's got like a selfie stick,
So just a custom fleshlight.
Yeah,
basically. Hole.
Yeah, yeah. It's funny because they've created all these things to help the dinosaurs wank, and the people who are touring are like, you came up with all these things, but why aren't you just making things for other people? This park seems like a big waste of your time. Like, I just enjoy seeing dinosaurs happy.
The Hammond of this park is just a creep.
Oh yeah. Oh, speaking of creep.
Oh. All right.
Did you see that Norm Macdonald is now Colonel Sanders? Like Daryl Hammond was Colonel Sanders, or may still be. I don't know.
I know Daryl Hammond was. I had no idea about Norm Macdonald.
Yeah, Norm is now. And in the commercials, he actually is like. There was one of the commercials that I really like. Like Daryl Hammond was super creepy as Colonel Sanders.
Yes.
Don't get me wrong. Norm Macdonald over time, the best way that I saw was Norm Macdonald does a better Burt Reynolds impression than Colonel Sanders. Or Norm Macdonald does a better Burt Reynolds impression than Burt Reynolds does an impression of Colonel Sanders. And, they're kind of making a point that his Colonel Sanders voice is it's not really his Burt Reynolds, but it's a little bit.
Right.
But one of the commercials shows him, he's in like his long underwear, and he's like, hey, I'm the real Colonel, and he's like, you can't just take some fancy, handsome actor or really funny actor and just put him in a white suit and have him pretend to be Colonel Sanders. And the whole time, like, he walks into, like, his closet where there's a bunch of white suits, and he barely turns around, and he's already in his suit and different stuff. And then, he promotes the chicken. And I was like... there's a lot of people who are like, oh, Norm's way creepier. And I'm like, I don't think Norm's creepier than Daryl Hammond was as him, but I just found it kind of interesting that this quickly they're changing unless this was the plan all along. Like, I believe it was I'm listening to History of Bad Ideas last night, and I believe they were talking about this, and I think they brought up that one of the guys on there, I think, was like, do you think there's any chance that we see the Colonel, like the imposter Colonel and the real Colonel kind of in the same commercial? Right. And I was like, it wouldn't shock me if that was some brainchild of, Daryl Hammond and Norm. It's kind of weird because I thought those two were friends. It would seem kind of weird for Norm to replace, like, if they were going to fire his friend, that he would take the role. That seems a little
like
weird.
You said, maybe it's some sort of team effort here.
Yeah, like it's a work. I feel like from watching wrestling, I feel like this is a work,
Indeed.
But yeah, anyway, that was, trending on the Twitters quite a bit the other day because a lot of people were weighing in. Yeah. And, I saw one tweet that was really good. It was like, I don't care who's playing Colonel Sanders. I'm still not eating their chicken. I was like, winner.
Winner is right.
Because, nope. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Actually.
Well, you got anything else?
No, I got, like I said, a pretty light week for me.
We got to talk about the football time.
Oh, right.
And I was going to get new football music, but I haven't found a good one yet, so I don't have anything to play right now.
Oh, damn it. We can't do our on the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field yet. We'll have to put that off for a little bit. Fine.
Indeed. But no, we want to do a Salty Language Pick'em League. So, we just discussed this 5 minutes before we hit record.
As we do most things.
But details will be coming. It'll probably be a link on our website. If you would like to join, let us know.
Right. We should have it squared away by next week because obviously with the preseason's almost over, so we have to kind of, get it
rolling.
Yeah, so we should have all the details ready to go for our next episode, but we'll also post them on this, the places you're already familiar with, like saltylanguage.com, your homepage already.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
I like that. That's how it should be branded.
Your homepage already.
Yeah, it's already.
I'm a fan of that.
Already. Yeah. So I guess do you want to go to the Q of the W?
Q the dubs?
Yep. Q of the dubsteps. What? No.
Oh God, no. Yes. Why not?
All right. So I guess the first thing we should do is the responses from last week.
Yes.
And also I want to point out that we got no work creep stories except for. Well, your wife talked about somebody talking about her ass being smackable, which...
Yeah, he's going to come back for that smackable ass.
Yeah, that's certainly a work creep story.
Yes.
Like I said before, it doesn't have to be you that's the creep. I just want creepy work stories because, that's the only way I can get off. I have a very, very narrow niche.
I guess we could still accept work creep stories.
Well, I'll say this. I totally forgot to put anything up on anything. Like, I didn't put anything up on the face page or on Twitter asking for them. So,
you know what? Now you mentioned, I don't think I did either.
So
which just proves we're both cunts.
You are correct, sir. So I'm gonna, I will post that here, within a couple of days, and hopefully we can get some good work creep stories.
Indeed.
Like I said, put them on our Twitter, the Facebook, Reddit, or if you want to email them, you can email them in too. That's fine. Or if you want, you could call in to the voicemail if the voicemail still works. Have we tested that?
It should still work.
We haven't got a call in like 20 years on it. So
I could test it now, but it seems silly.
I agree. Do you have that number handy?
I'm pulling it up as we speak. Okay. You think I would have it wrote down somewhere?
I wouldn't. I would not think that. I've learned to expect nothing from you. No.
So it is 415-857-2589.
Oh, I thought you were going to go into the Jenny song, but you didn't.
Not this time.
Jerk. All right.
They don't get my vocals.
We're still waiting on Neil to do a vocal for that anyway.
I agree. Really? Speaking of Neil, we have an answer from him.
Oh, we do?
We do. Well, last week's question was, what superpower would you not like to have?
Yeah, and why?
And why?
And why is usually, included in all of our Q of the W's.
Indeed.
Mm-hmm.
So, Hanno says he has come to the conclusion that he has no use for a superpower that requires him to fist bump his twin with a monkey nearby.
Now, I think that'd be an awesome power to have. And even if it wasn't a power, probably a requirement of mine anyways.
Yeah, exactly. Twins and monkeys.
Yeah.
Seems pretty hot.
Right. Sounds like a Coors commercial from the 90s.
It kind of does.
Or was that the 2000s? Whenever it was.
Yeah, the hot blondes.
Right. And twins. Yeah. All right. Moving on.
Neil said he doesn't want Aquaman's superpower, which I had to ask him why. And he's like, because he didn't want to be connected to fish.
Oh, that's right. He has a thing with fish, doesn't
he? Has a thing with fish.
Yeah.
Now, my thought is, Brian, if you have Aquaman's superpower and you don't like fish,
right,
you could become the most successful commercial fisherman ever.
Right.
Just direct them into nets.
Yeah. It'd be funny, like environmental agencies are trying to take you out because you're responsible for more fish deaths than anything,
Yes.
Like, listen, you've got to leave some so they can replenish. Nope.
Nope. Mm-mm. I hate them.
Nope. I'm eating them all. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. I think he, I mean, the worst part about being Aquaman is that you're just teased probably like crazy by all the other Justice League members.
That's true.
But aside from that, I mean, his powers aren't bad. The fish thing, whatever, he still can, he can fly, can't he?
I think so.
Which makes no sense.
Since he lives in the water?
Yeah. I mean, and he's got super strength, so, that's not bad.
Right.
But yeah.
Stunning good looks.
Obviously.
He's got that shock of blonde hair.
Now, I will say this. If I'm going to think of any Aquaman, the one I prefer to think of that I would be if I was going to be Aquaman is the one from the Batman Brave and the Bold cartoon. Because he's, overly boisterous, and he's always, telling war stories about himself and just braggadocious. And
that sounds awesome.
Oh, he's fantastic. And John DiMaggio does his voice, so it sounds like Bender.
Perfect.
Yeah. It's fantastic.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah, I recommend that cartoon highly if people haven't watched it.
I've watched a few of them here and there, but I've never seen one of Aquaman.
Yeah, it's campy and it's funny. It has a lot of, kind of the 66 Batman camp to it, It's all Batman team up. Like every episode he's teaming up with some other character. And Aquaman's on quite a few of them. And so that's the Aquaman in my head.
Well, perfect. I'm going to have to scroll through Netflix to find out if Aquaman, just to hear John DiMaggio do the voice.
You should. They're all pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of with Neil, though. Aquaman's powers, they're all right.
Pretty lame.
Yeah. But there's no real huge drawback to his powers, though.
Dude, think of what a hit he'd be on Shark Week.
Right. Yeah. Someone's getting attacked or something, or about to get attacked, and he's like, hey, calm down. Maybe.
He's like, whoa, I did that. You like it?
Yeah. Maybe don't bite that guy. That guy's an asshole, though.
Yes.
He's taking money at the beach. People, he's like, hey, do you want to avoid getting bit by a shark? He's selling, insurance,
Now, I'm not saying you're not going to get bit, but...
All I'm saying is that guy didn't, and he was bit twice. That'd be awesome.
Our pal, good old Doug.
Yeah.
Lingerie.
Yeah.
He's got quite a few he listed.
Okay. I have a couple.
He says the Crimson Flow's ability to menstruate at will.
We're not getting back into that.
Or Dr. Stinkfinger's lightning rectal exam.
That sounds like something that would be marketed on late-night TV.
Well, those came from Twitter. He also answered on Reddit.
All right.
He says, I know I answered on Twitter, but there's another superpower I wouldn't want. X-ray vision. Ain't nobody got time for that. Just learning how to control this power would destroy your mind. Imagine a family barbecue and you accidentally get a flash of Aunt Bertha's meat wallet. What's that going to cost you in therapy? He makes a valid point.
Right? That's what I'm saying. That's similar to the, what I was saying about being able to read minds. Because, you don't know what you would read on somebody's mind and, just forever be unclean.
And of course, our pal Oz hit us up, and he wants to. He's written a bunch of stuff about this. He would like to come on the show and discuss, which we'll have to.
We'll have to set that up.
Set that up and make that work out.
Right.
It's been a while since we talked to him anyway.
Right. I was gonna say we always enjoy having Oz on the program anyway. So yeah. All right. So I've got from Fluffy Bunny Ash. She put off the top of her head. Her answer would be super strength. You'd be breaking everything. Pick up a glass equals a handful of glass dust. Slam the car door equals every car panel falls off. High five your softball teammates after your 100th home run of the season equals broken arm / wrist / complete loss of arm. And she's right. That's a good point.
That's pretty strong.
Her and I had a conversation about it. Like she said that there's a Dragon Ball Z episode that kind of that's what happens. And I was like, I remember. I think there's either a Spider-Man cartoon or a comic or both. Where, like, when Peter, right at the day or two after he gets bit, like, Flash comes after him, and he beats the crap out of Flash, basically. And everyone's like, holy, whoa, where did Parker get, the ability to beat up Captain Jock,
Right. Like, whoa, he must be training MMA.
Right. And that's basically, that's, So I was like, yeah, exactly. But it's true. It would be that way. Can you imagine you wake up and all of a sudden you have super strength? Everything you go to do. I mean, you're like, maybe you start the day off like Neil with a little a
refreshing AM wank.
Right. I mean, you might accidentally crush yourself. That's no good. That's no bueno.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Let's see. What else do I have? Oh, Cheeto Bandito said the superpower he would not want is Mr. Fantastic's stretching ability. I'm pretty sure I would simply use it to reach snacks and stuff without moving from the couch. And to make my penis huge, obviously. I'd just be a fat, rubbery, lazy couch potato with an enormous rubbery penis.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Well played, sir.
Well played indeed.
Well played. I mean, yeah, can you imagine you wake up, with Mr. Fantastic's powers and super strength? So it'd just be like grabbing like putty and just squeezing it in your hand, basically. It'd be
stress doll.
Yeah, either really pleasurable for him or really awful. I don't know which, because everything's
I'm
pliable.
not sure how that would work.
Yeah, it's good times though.
Poor Sue Storm.
No doubt. He's pushing rope all the time.
This never happened before, honey. I don't know.
She's like, you said that the first 20 times. Like, come on.
Can't you just use your force field to reinforce it?
She's.
It's like a force field dick splint.
Yeah. She's like, I wish I could make you invisible right now. She calls in Thing because, she's got a really desensitized clit, so clobbering time and all,
Right.
He just comes in and just, you can't see that if you're listening. He's just monkey punching it.
Oh, Thing.
Yeah.
And your rock dong.
Yeah. And, Johnny stays out of it because, he's related. That's kind of weird. So.
Yes.
Yeah. Plus, he's
also true.
He's probably out with, like, various Skrull women or whatever. Spoilers if you haven't read early Fantastic Four.
How dare you, sir?
I know. I'm spurling
First,
everything.
Red Hood, now
I know.
Johnny Storm banging Skrulls.
Spurling all of it. All right, so what's Q the W this week, sir? That's
God damn it, Brian. Q to W this week is video game related. What video game did you love, but you can't find anything else like it?
This seems easy on the surface. Now,
right.
Are you meaning like you can't play the game anymore also, or other than that game?
I mean,
because
you can't really say you can't because there's emulators. You can play anything you want. I'm just saying, like, say your game is, I don't know, Mr. Fantastic Wank Spectacular, right? You're like, that game was sick.
Obviously.
But no one's made a game like it since.
Right. It's really funny because I'm sure people will probably scream at me when I say the two that are probably the ones. The two that really pop up in my head are probably Galaga and Dr. Mario.
Right.
Because I know Tetris is similar to Dr. Mario, but it's not the same. And then actually, you know what? Never mind. I can't even say Dr. Mario because there was a Brain Age game on the Nintendo DS that is one of the relaxing things on there. After a while, after doing some of the brain tests, you could unlock a game that was basically Dr. Mario, but as you had like the fragments that would come from the viruses or whatever, you could actually move them individually, which you couldn't do in Dr. Mario. So I guess I can't really use that one because that's, pretty much the same game. But Galaga was one of those games that I don't know what it is. There's been other games that were similar, and there was a sequel kind of thing to it, and it's just nothing ever felt the same to me. Nothing captured my love for Galaga like Galaga did.
Right.
I'm probably missing some other game, but that's the one that really comes to mind. What about you?
I had to Google mine because I couldn't remember the name of it.
All right. Joust.
But
Pong.
I think the Sega Master System, Genesis, whatever system you had, was a good platform for this because they had some really weird-ass games.
They certainly did.
Do you remember? And it's called Haunting, starring Poltergeist, which is a terrible name. But this is the game where like you're some like punk rock ghost, and like a family moved in your house, and you had to haunt shit, and it would freak out, and you had to scare the family out of the house.
I do remember playing that. Yep.
And that game, I had a great time playing that game.
You're absolutely right.
I've never seen anything else like it.
I'll tell you, I don't know, did we ever come up with the name of that game with the torture stuff in it? Because that game,
I don't remember.
That's a game I could have seen either of us mentioning because we used to play the hell out of it. It was just a game, and we've mentioned it various times on the show. Like, you go around and you had to torture... was that a Zapper game, or...
Chiller.
Chiller? There you go.
That's what it was called, because I just did a really vague Google search, and thank God Google exists.
Real quick, does it have a synopsis that you could read real quick, or...
I pulled up the Wikipedia.
Okay, because it's been so long since I've even looked at the game, I don't remember exactly. But I remember you and I used to play the hell out of that game.
Wow. Probably because we're sick in the head.
Well,
it says, Chiller is a Exidy light gun arcade game released in 1986. The unlicensed port, nice, was released to the NES in 1990.
Huh.
With the option of using the standard controller or the zapper.
I remember us using the zapper for it, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, you had to use the zapper.
Yeah.
The player must take... Here's what it says. We must be sick in the head. The player takes on the role of an unseen torturer who must maim, mutilate, and murder helpless victims in a variety of dungeon settings.
It was essentially a first-person type of game.
Yes.
Because I don't think you didn't see a character at all. I think you just saw, like most of the Zapper games, you just saw like a target or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A few of the enemies in the game are capable of fighting back, with the challenge element lying in how quickly the player can cause each of the victims to die. The game sold poorly in the United States because arcade owners refused to purchase it. Exidy did, however, find success in marketing it to the third world. Modern gamers often criticize the game for its senseless violence and encouraging the torture and murder of apparently innocent people as opposed to the gamer fighting enemies capable of defending themselves.
Yeah, we're awful. This is in 90 that we were playing this game.
Yep.
We were 12.
We were 12.
Essentially playing
this game. Remember you could, like, shoot the handle on the vice and smash the dude's head.
Right. It's so awful. We're laughing at it like it's the funniest damn thing now. But, whatever.
Hey, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, good old Chiller.
That's why I said, thinking about it, that's one of those games that I think nothing has ever been like that game. And we probably...
You are correct.
I was going to say, and we probably won't see anything like that again, but that's not entirely true. I can't remember what the name of the game was. You remember they talked about it over on Green Up, about how it was just senseless violence.
Yeah, just not... I don't remember the name of it either, but yeah.
So there is a chance we'd see a game, maybe not with torture kind of a thing, but, whatever.
Here's a screen capture. Nice. I remember this level.
Nice. I just remember us renting it a lot.
Yeah, we were some sick fucks.
Yeah. Were? Yeah. I agree.
Like Sega though, like cause it had so many goofy games like that Haunting one.
Yeah.
Like Mutant League Hockey. There's never been a game like that since.
No, because there's no other game that was even close. Because they combined killing and hockey.
General Chaos. We used to play the shit out of that game.
That game, there's been games kind of like, because turn-based strategy, it was a real beginner turn-based strategy.
Right.
You know?
I guess that's true.
Yeah. But you're right, the cartooniness of it and everything. Well, maybe Army Men. Army Men's kind of that way. But again, you've got to kind of think about it. You know what I mean? It's not a game that you're immediately like, yeah, I can't think of anything else like it. So, whereas I guess like mine, Galaga really is a shitty one. You know what? I'm going to change mine. Forget Galaga. I'm going with Chiller because that's that's a much better representation of the question. Because there's
good call on Chiller.
Yeah. And Haunting's a good one, too. I forgot about that game. But you're right. There were a lot of those games. We always used to play those kind of games, though.
Yeah, we always pulled the weird games out for some reason.
Maybe because we could always rent them.
Yeah, maybe.
Like, we went into the video store and they were always available, So, like, all right, I mean, remember we used to play rugby because we just liked the violence of it. We had no idea what the hell we were doing.
No, we didn't. Just like the hitting.
Yeah, I still have no idea, but I just remember you could hit and do all sorts of violent things. So I was like, it's like hockey.
Like, I don't know what the scrum is, but it looks pretty sweet.
Yeah. That's a good question, though. I like that. This one, I'm curious to see some answers on, because, a lot of people like really different video games, like
right,
because it's one of those, like how you mentioned with movies, like what's the word, your favorite good bad movie. You can do the same thing like in video games and stuff too, because it's like,
oh, absolutely, because
there are a lot of games that people were like, oh, that game was horrible, and you just be like, I don't know, I always kind of liked playing it.
Yeah, right.
It wasn't that bad. It was pretty fun. I can't think of one off the top of my head, but
like I can't remember if it was last week or the week before on Comic Roaster talking about their overrated, underrated. I think that's what the segment was.
Yeah.
Was about NES games.
Oh yeah,
or it might have been just 8-bit games. Mm. But one of them mentioned not as a like which game they picked, but someone was like giving them shit. They mentioned Golgo 13.
Oh man,
I was like, I used to love that game.
Yep. When we used to play that
the sniper
a lot.
levels. What?
Yep. Seriously, that was probably the only sniper level I was ever good at in a game.
Golgo 13. I even watched the anime.
Me too. I owned most of it for a while as I was buying from the video store I worked at, because we used to get them in for like $5.95 or whatever it was. So I'd buy them at that price because nobody wanted them.
Right.
So yeah, good Q of the W, sir.
Well, I have to really give credit to Reddit on that one. Yeah, I don't want to be a fat Jew over here.
Yeah, that's true. That's
fine.
Not
like but the like we covered earlier.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have. Yeah, that's something. Have we mentioned that to people? Like, if you have something you'd like us to discuss as a Q of the W, also send those in.
Yeah, I agree.
And again, generally we're looking for something that will kind of start a conversation, not just I don't know. It's something, you want to feel like you have to think about a little bit, that generally is not a windmill slam, like as soon as you say it. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes it's easy. Like the movie one, when I immediately it was like, yeah, it's Pootie Tang,
I like to call it conversation kindling, Brian. Gets that little bit of fire of talk going. We can all sit by the fire and be warmed by each other's voices.
All I'm going to say to that is, ugh. Anyway. Good times for all, though. Yeah, I think that's all I got, though. You got anything else?
Nah, I'm pretty much, let me look at
We're at a pretty good point here.
My stuff right quick. See if I covered everything. Right. Oh, I forgot about this, and it happened today.
Okay.
All right, I do have one more thing to talk about.
I guess we'll do it then.
So I'm working, right?
Mm-hmm.
Going into downtown Toledo and whatnot. And I'm like, wow, traffic is thick. Thicker than it normally should be.
Right.
This is weird.
Just
Something is
like
going
it.
on.
Right.
Right?
Girthy, if you will.
I see flashers up ahead of me. I'm like, oh, there must be an accident. I'm going to detour and go this way. So go. Still, traffic's thick. There's people all over the sidewalks. What the fuck's going on?
Right.
I cut back over to the direction I was going originally to get to where I need to get. Roads are all closed. I'm like, what the fuck? cut over one more road, and there's a line from, all the way across, like, all 3 lanes of traffic, or 4 lanes, whatever it was, just cop cars.
Okay.
Bumper to bumper. They got traffic cops waving me away, right? You know what all this was, Brian?
No.
This was all memorial for the police dog.
The one we discussed last week, right?
Yes. Now, I'm a dog person. I'm an animal person. I'm pro-animal.
Now, I'm not an asshole, but...
And I'm pro-cop.
Right.
Because, like Patrice O'Neill says, you become pro-cop when you own shit. And he's so right.
So true. Yeah. All right.
But this annoyed the piss out of me.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I get it. The dog died in line of duty. Okay.
Right.
But there was cops from, like, other cities, other canine units. They had there were so many people watching just on the streets.
I'll say this as far as, like, the other canine units and stuff. I think they're there essentially for the cop's partner. Like the guy who works with, or the woman, I don't remember if it was a guy or a woman, but, the police officer that works with the dog directly. I think that's the point, but I get what you're saying.
But I don't even have a problem they did a memorial.
Right.
I have a problem with how many people showed up.
Well, we talked about this before, remember, with the mayor?
When the mayor
and
died.
Stuff. Yeah, and it's like, dude, he was a mayor for like a week.
Yeah.
He was longer than that. I'm just...
Well, here was my thoughts on it. Was like, guarantee right now there's some dead homeless dude under a bridge.
Yeah.
That no one's going to give a shit about.
That's true, yeah.
Or how many dogs got put down that day that no one cares about.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
I know.
But there's all these people that flooded downtown to see this funeral procession for the dog that died in the line of duty.
Yeah, I don't know why they don't... The whole being part of those processions and stuff, I don't get. Like, I just think they should just do kind of like a service or something somewhere and let people come to that if they want to, and then,
right.
I don't know, just tying up, or at least, pick a time where you're not going to be affecting businesses.
Because I'm going to be, if I were to be honest, how many of these people that went to this procession, or even what percentage of the cops that were there as part of it, like, wake up tomorrow and really even think twice about what happened the day before?
Yeah, probably not. Yeah,
probably not.
Yeah.
I get the guy that, like, that was his dog. I get it.
Totally.
And I even get the other people in that, like, maybe at the canine unit. I get it.
Yeah, I get it, too. Yeah,
but I don't get
it's
when,
losing
like,
a partner. I'm not going to discredit that at all.
Right, exactly.
You've lost a partner. Yeah.
But I don't get it when I saw Tiffin, Ohio cop cars there.
Yeah,
I'm like, what do you guys have to do with
and
this?
it's a show of solidarity is all it is. But I get what you're saying. It's kind of like, I don't know.
And I would get it more if it was a human.
Yeah.
If it was like Officer James T. Kirk. I don't know why he's in the line of duty.
Well, it was
his parents love Star Trek.
Just a couple of weeks ago, there was a cop in I can't remember if it was Detroit or something like that. They got. Well, he didn't get killed in the line of duty, but he got killed by like a hit and run or something like that. He was out on his motorcycle and got hit, and the guy took off or whatever, and there was a huge turnout for that. And I get it, because I've heard some stories that the guy was big in his community. Everybody had something good to say about the guy, kind of a thing, even on the news. One of the guys was like, even the people he's brought in have had good things to say about him. He's like that kind of a guy,
Right.
That it's like they were like, well, he's just doing his job, and no ill will toward the guy. But then some asshole just, T-bones him or whatever because he didn't see him on his motorcycle, and there it is. That's the end of it,
Right.
So it's like I understood that one. There's a huge turnout, but a lot of the people actually knew the guy because it was, it's kind of a small town cop. Everybody knows him. It's kind of like where you and I live. Like, if a cop's killed in this area, there's a good chance a lot of the people in the area are going to know him.
Right.
Because it's a fairly small area as far as the police force goes up here, In Toledo, it's a little different because it's a much bigger area, And then
they still have that. Every year they do that motorcycle run for...
Yep.
Was it Dressel or Trestle? I can't remember his last name now.
Yeah, Dressler.
Yeah, I think, something like that.
Mm-hmm. I know.
But
it's
yeah,
I
so
get
I
all of it.
mean, I get it if they, like that I would get.
Yeah, I'm
But
with you.
It was a dog, man. I mean, it shut down all of downtown.
That's kind of my thing. I've always been the type that I don't understand shutting down a whole area with traffic and whatnot because of this kind of stuff. Because I know it affects people, but there's a lot of people it doesn't affect also. So it's like, I don't know. It's kind of like, it'd almost be like if, a normal funeral procession was driving on a 2-lane, street, and they allowed them to take up both lanes.
Right.
It's kind of like, at least by them staying in one, you can pass them in the other kind of a thing and not be disrespectful, So, I don't know. It's, I don't know. And like you said, most of the people there, they're just there for the event.
Yeah, they're there to be part of the crowd.
Yeah.
Which we covered already in
Right.
the past episode,
Right,
so no reason to get back into it. But
Word.
just that really bothered me today.
I know, it's a really tough topic to really talk to people about because they always, you're such an asshole, or, it's like, maybe I am. I don't know. I just don't, I don't know. Like, I'm with you. It's like, I like animals and all that kind of stuff, too, and it's sad. I even said that last week. I was like, it's really sad that the dog died in the line of duty. Some asshole shot the dog, but, that's the job.
And like I said, I mean, fuck, last week I was one step away from adopting a dog that we're not even prepared for.
Right.
Because it was going to be put down.
Yeah.
And I get it. But at the same time, it's like, shit, I got work to do,
Yeah, I know.
Come on, man.
Yep. Yeah, and you can't really, like, why are you late? Be like, well, it doesn't,
Yeah.
It doesn't work as well, but I don't know.
Whoops.
Wow, I'm glad the dog didn't die in some sort of a fire or something then. That would have been pretty awful.
It's a little Mortal Kombat drop for you because I just got a message pop on my thing that says my battery's critically low. I was trying to clear the message out and I just toaster.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, again, whatever. If you want to call us assholes or whatever, go to saltylanguage.com and get the links for how to contact us. The email, if you want to send anything for the cue the W's or anything or just respond to us, it's saltylanguage@gmail.com. If you want to hit us up on the Twitter machines, that's at salty_language. And I'm at Stunami.
I'm at Monotony.
And, if you go to saltylanguage.com, if you'd like to become a Patreon subscriber, that'd be awesome. Help us out a little bit with some upgrades or just kind of, just help us from this bleeding money from our pockets. And, no, I'm kidding. If you can help, cool. If you can't, we understand, and we're not charging for the show anytime soon. So
nope. Enjoy the content.
Right. If you want to help without having to directly give anything, you can go to Amazon.com, or sorry, saltylanguage.com, click on the Amazon banner, and then just buy whatever you were going to buy. They give us a slight referral fee, basically, and, and it doesn't cost you anything extra except a couple extra seconds of your time.
Word.
While you're on saltylanguage.com, check out the enthusiasts that are on there, all the past interviews. We just put up a pretty hefty one with Evan Dorkin, but there's a lot of good funny in the episode. If you haven't listened to it, you really should.
When you said Evan Dorkin, did you mean Eisner Award-winning Evan Dorkin?
I certainly did. And I can't recommend enough, like, if, his Beasts of Burden comic is pretty strong book. At first it seems like it's going to be a cute read, but then there's a lot of stuff in there. Because at first I was like, oh, this is good for like kids, and then I was like, maybe it's not.
Or not.
Depends on the kid. Probably 10 to 12. It's probably fine. But
so if my kids are talking about like sperm parks, we're good.
Yeah, your kids would be fine with it.
Okay.
Because well, Leah's sense of humor is kind of twisted anyway, so she'd be fine with this book.
You got that right.
Yeah. There's some kids at her same age range that I'd be like, maybe not, but her, she'd be fine. I forgot what I was going to say there. Check out the newest episode of Snake Oil Comics. Well, not the newest one at this point. It'll be last week, whatever. Called Salty Loads of Enthusiasm, to which Tony and I well, not guest star. I mean, we're the stars of that episode. But anyway, it's, we appear on their show, and that was a good time.
That was a lot of fun.
Right. And let's see, I guess one last plug is, again, the other podcast that I do called The Crazy Life. If you could go give that a listen if you'd like to, that's cool. If you don't, that's also fine. We're on Twitter at The Crazy Life Pod. And you can just find the show same place you find all your other shows, under The Crazy Life. Or, I tweet out a link to it multiple times through the day and such. So,
right.
Boom. Actually, you have a link to the show, our page and everything right on our website.
Sure does. Scroll down, look for the picture of Brian. It's right there next to him.
Yep.
Boom.
So I guess with that, unless Tony has anything extra to throw in here, no?
I'm good.
All right, then. Have beer, you'll be fine.
Stay salty.
And go piss rocks.
This is a Danger Entertainment podcast. DangerEntertainment.net. Danger Entertainment Podcast Network.
Welcome to the Wicked Radio Network.
You are now leaving the world of Musings of a Geek Podcast Network. Stay geeky, my friends.
Susan, open the door.
Oh my god, what happens now? He's gonna break down the door, and she's gonna hide.
I'm breaking down the door. Don't you hide.
Oh god, what now? He's gonna find her hiding in the bathroom.
I know you're in the bathroom. I just want to talk, honey.
He's lying. He has a knife behind his back.
Oh, yeah? Why do you have a knife behind your back?
How did you know?
That loud nod in the audience said so.
Well, it's not what you think.
He's gonna tell her it's to cut the cable because she wants to be on the Tangent Bound Live Show. November 15th, 6 p.m. It's gonna be awesome.
You'll want to have your own free podcast on the network.
Now they'll make up and do the nasty.
Oh, honey, let's make up and do the nasty.
Wow, what happens now? Now we're getting out of the theater, and everybody else will beat the shit out of us in the parking lot.
TangentBoundNetwork.com